Islam Moors. Dies in bonum. That's good day in Latin. Pax et amor. That's peace and love in Latin. Corporations. Family. When our ancestors agreed to be the nom de guerres, when our ancestors agreed to be wards of the corporate state, that agreement was based on deceit, manipulation. When we think of corporations doing business in Morocco, we have to really think what that means. Right? We have to realize the Declaration of Independence and what that really did. what they were asking for. What does that document really mean? I'm asking these questions because what our people have a lack of is overstanding as to the laws of the land, the overstanding as the law of the land, and how this matrix really works. What do I mean when I say that? When we think of Morocco, of our land, our wealth and our resources, and then we think of what we are victimizing each other for, Federal Reserve notes. Federal Reserve notes is proof of enslavement. Why am I saying that? If the Constitution for the United States of America outlawed any other form of payment but gold and silver, and everybody domiciling in North America has Federal Reserve notes in their pocket, what does that mean? That means someone has not been holding the corporations, the foreigners, to the laws of the land. What am I saying when I say that? The Constitution tells the corporations, because it's a UCC contract. It's a contract that says in order to do business in the land of Morocco, you must adhere to these laws that the sovereigns, the people who were already here functioning, gave you as a condition to come here, to be free here. I just got a call in. I don't know what. Anyway, what am I saying when I say this? The Treaty of Peace and Friendship was a document that tells the Albion, or any other foreigner, but more specifically the Albion, because it's agreement, it's a treaty between us and them. And it said, look, while you're domiciling here on my land, these are the things, this is how we are going to interact with one another. This is a covenant. This is a treaty, right? And you have to agree to this, because if you don't agree to this, you can't be here, because that means you're warring against the government, the Moroccans, right? And the Constitution was the laws that they can never cross. Or what will we do? Okay, being as though we are the sovereigns of the land, being as though we are the government, the Moors are the government, and being as though we've created a contract that we said this is what you have to do. So that means any of these other corporate states that pop up after the fact, let's say Washington, let's say I can't even think right now of a state that was created within a state, because the original 13 colonies, which were corporations, which never stopped being that, were the original individuals that signed the Constitution, right? Those original 13 colonies, those original 13 plantations, those original 13 corporations, right? So when they signed, but before they signed, what did they do? They pledged. They're like, look, Great Britain is treating us like crap, working over here in the North Gate. They're treating us like crap. And we want liberation from them. And in order to get liberation from them, another government has to give that. Another government has to say, look, you're on our land. We see what you're going through. We'll assist you. But what did they have to do? First pledge allegiance. They had to first pledge allegiance to the Moroccans. How did they do that? Through the Declaration of Independence. Through the Declaration of Independence, they said, look, this is all of the things that we're going through with Great Britain. Even though we are here in the land of Morocco, we are being victimized by those across the sea here in Morocco. We want to pledge our allegiance to the Moroccan government. And this is the document that we use, which was the Declaration of Independence. So why would they need, if they are sovereign here, if they're natives here, why would they need a Declaration of Independence? Because they weren't from here and they were subject from the place for which they came, which was Great Britain. So what does that say? That's saying specifically that they've pledged their lives, they pledged what property they had, what property that they had, and they pledged their honor to the Moroccan government to stand for what we were. They wanted to be adopted by the Moroccan government, so they no longer had to be tied to the British crown or the British Moors. King George III, I believe. Somebody just posted information on that yesterday, and I forwarded that today, I believe. Now, what am I saying when I say this? What I'm saying is that only slaves need to pledge their allegiance to a government that they do not belong and they are not sovereign to. They had to pledge in, so they pledged in. So they said, okay, we will come under your Moroccan empire as subjects, and we've pledged everything for that status in your government. All right? So now we look at today. We have corporations upon corporations. All corporations that they're trying to make it seem they are the supreme rulers of. They're not. They're wards. They've never stopped being wards. They just put a classification for themselves called white people and use that classification to try to victimize and take everything from the Aboriginal indigenous individuals who they owe their life, their liberty, and their property to and honor. What am I saying when I say this? When you're working for a corporation, if that's what you decide to do, we haven't necessarily decided to do those. We were miseducated to think that that's exactly what we had to do, so we all got jobs. And when we got jobs, we accepted a unlawful currency. How can we accept a lawful currency when we're wards ourselves and we don't even know that nationality is the order of the day in order to put law back in play? Why did they say that Constitution was suspended? The Constitution was suspended because the very people who were supposed to uphold it were not acting in their proper person, were not acting for their nation, but acting in favor of a corporation, which they actually owned. But they can't even effectuate that. They can't even act upon that if they are claiming to be a ward of the corporate state. What am I saying? The thing that I'm saying is that most Albions, all Albions, domiciling in the North Gate are wards of the Moroccan Empire that had fiduciary responsibilities as trustees of the corporations we owned to do a particular thing, but they overcasted it and they put that fake Federal Reserve note in as a condition for the services that they were supposed to be providing for the Moors with no cost to the Moors, because it's our land. And it's our corporation. And it's been established and created for the Moors. And they have hypothecated the assets because the Moors decided to be a nom de guerre. The wards decided to not stand on the fundamental principles of constitutional law and to perpetuate it. Because we have Moors all day long going on social media, pushing up, register to vote. Pushing up all these corporate affiliations, right? So, for instance, we had a politician down in the corporate state of Chicago, which is a corporation that sprang up after the fact, right? Because there was originally 13. So how did 13 little ass colonies that only existed on a particular shoreline of the North Gate end up to be the whole thing, minus the so-called Canada Corporation, minus the so-called Mexican Corporation, all a part of the North Gate, all sharing the same land mass? One can ponder that. But the point that I'm trying to get to, the Moors, is that you've given up your nationality for a corporate ward status that does not benefit you at all. And everything is being taken from you because as a ward that you're claiming to be outside of the nationality that gives you access to everything, to be that ward. What am I saying? As the heirs to this vast estate, the land that I walk on, the fixtures that have popped up all over Morocco is yours. What am I saying? In order to go into any supermarket, in order to go into any corporation that is on your land, you have the freedom to command services with no feudal fee, food with no feudal fee. You absolutely positively should not have to go to so-called county assistance office, so-called SNAP benefits, all these different so-called corporations that's springing up trying to extract fiat from you. I mean, it's your estate rather. All in the skies of fiat. Fiat is illegal, y'all. Fiat is unlawful. Fiat is illegal. But every corporation in Morocco is requesting that for tender of payment, which is a violation. You can lien them in your allodial status for doing that one thing that they've done so far. The fiat. 2, they're on your land, operating corporations that were created and established by you, and they're not paying the Moroccan government the lawful gold and silver they are required to pay, and that was the condition of any support that they were supposed to be given. The commerce. So now they're sending you bills of attainder, which is illegal, asking for an unlawful currency. Unlawful meaning it's not currency, and to even call it that, it's monopoly money. We need to call it what it is. And then, to add to that, to add to the list of things, they've created corporate policies that also violate you in every meaning of the word, and called them so-called courts, municipalities, magistrates, and is trying to extract the very thing that is illegal and outlawed, and verifies and confirms their lack of status and their lack of jurisdiction. Clearfield Doctrine talks about that. To even ask for Federal Reserve notes, to even ask for an unlawful currency, denationalizes you, not denationalizes you, takes whatever sovereignty you thought you might have had and completely dissolves it, because now you just got to go based on contract law, right? What am I saying? What am I saying? All the corporations owe you. You don't owe them a damn thing. And paying them anything is a violation of supreme law of the land. Which is why they had to denationalize you, Moors. Which is why they had to get you to agree to be something that you weren't, so they could put that fiat in here. Because that was a condition. That it was a condition for them to do business here, was to only transact business in lawful currency as tender of payment, which is gold and silver, and they never had the gold and silver, so that's why they had to create the fake monopoly system in order to be able to move the heir's estate. So when you proclaim and declare your nationality, and you come into any organization, any corporation, you can go into any corporation and command through your standing on your allodial classification, your allodial nationality. I'm a Moorish American national. I have these groceries, and here's my identification card. zero it out, because I cannot give you an unlawful currency for this, and you haven't paid for standing this building on my land and extracting all of the resources in order to fill those shelves with product. That's a supermarket. So, Moors, you shouldn't be eating noodles and noodles to survive week to week. You shouldn't be eating GMOs and all these unhealthy and dangerous to you foods because you don't have Federal Reserve notes. You're not supposed to have Federal Reserve notes. But you are supposed to have a nationality. And that nationality is what is going to free you from the oppression of thinking that you have to pay monopoly money for things that automatically belong to you. Somebody posted something about the corporate state of Iowa, talking about that they have cited a bunch of enforcement agencies for illegally giving citations to individuals for moving violations. All right? Now let's hit game. Okay. We got to keep in mind, Moors don't fall into that category or classification. You can travel anywhere on your land unencumbered by the corporate ward status in the corporation. Those are rules that they're supposed to be effectuating on their people and their people alone. That is not you. That is not me. Even if we go into their organizations and they say, we can't treat to you because you don't have a corporate ward card. What they're saying is that you're outside of our jurisdiction and everything belongs to you, so you shouldn't even necessarily be asking for it. That's one. When they ask for registering to vote in a corporation, you have to know what it is being done. Moors. It is very important for us to unify within the corporate territories that we domicile near. That means not just jumping on my feed when I'm saying things. That means getting involved. That means supporting, donating time, energy, whatever you have to give to your nation to build it up, because you can't sit here and call people in destitute and have nothing. Like, we sit here and get calls from people who are all over the world, who've done at least that one piece. They've done at least the nationality status correction. But you got to keep in mind, we've already been in shit. A lot of our children are going to the corporate ward camps for education. We're already doing that. We're already on JOBs, submitting to the jurisdictions of the corporations, not realizing that we have a nationality and we precede anything that they can even try to utter through their mouths. That we've aligned ourselves in relationships with individuals not of our nationality. We've aligned ourselves with individuals within our nationality but are claiming ward status and cool with it. We have to keep in mind we've piled on the shit, I'll say, to get us where we are. And that doesn't mean to say, damn, that's messed up. It means to say you just got work to do to shovel yourself out of the mysticism that has been placed upon you through the ignorance of the world, as well as those who did know, not telling you what was really going on, not liberating you, not assisting you and telling you that you have a nationality, and the only reasons why you're going through the things that you're going through in your life is because you did not know that, but everybody else know that. Realizing that all of these corporations are only existing and only extracting your wealth because you don't know you own them. All of these Albions forgetting the fact that they came here as the enslaved, as slave individuals, and they owe everything to us. Their very lives, their very honor. They've pledged it, babies. And now they're acting as if you were the pledge when they were the pledge. You forgot you were the boss and they were the servants. You forgot that when you were going to the JOB, you were supposed to be standing on the laws. You were supposed to be doing that. You were supposed to go in there and be like, look, what's this green stuff that you giving me? Same too with the bank. So we got work to do. We have so much work to do, Morse. All the businesses that are here are yours. They know it. You don't know it. And now you have Asiatics getting in positions of higher authority within their own corporations, because most of the wards that are Albion and Caucasian and left the building and left you hand in the bag as the pawns. All wards are pawns. Know that. They're a pawn. And they're going to keep you ignorant, so you will fight your own people to keep what you think you have when you absolutely have nothing. You gave it away by not declaring and proclaiming your nationality. Nationality is the order of the day. That's the first thing you got to do before you even start talking anything. Before you start talking, all this, I'm more and I'm proud. All right, put it on paper, get your identifications, and make sure you're operating in that fashion. And being confident and not catering to the mental anguish and the mental trauma from past generations that still dwells within the spirit, because we've been here a multitude of times dealing with this same situation. What am I saying? We had a lien class on Sunday, had a beautiful turnout. Had some glitches because, Albions don't want you to realize all you got to do is nationalize and lien them out of business. We're going to lien everybody out of business because guess why? We have to do it. Because they're accepting unlawful currency. They're accepting unlawful currency. They're not paying the de jure government. They have these fake wardship statuses of individuals, which contributes to why you are dealing with the things that you're dealing with. All of that. You only need one of them to have a justifiable reason to lien. Vaccinations, being in corporations where our people feel like they have to get stuck in their arm with some illegal poison that they don't know none of what is in there. That's a policy. That's illegal. That's unlawful. If you work for a corporation and they're requesting you do these certain things, you need to nationalize yourself and you need to demand that they do their jobs by liening them and fire all the executives at the top. I've done that. I've done that very thing. Mercy Health Systems of Southeast Philadelphia Territory Corporation, Trinity Health Corporations, they've been liened. They've been liened for not paying lawful currency for the JOBs, for the energy, for the labor, and giving a promise to pay a Federal Reserve notes, which is illegal and against the Constitution. Posting policies that go against the Constitution, i.e. policies such as vaccinations being a mandatory thing and you can only be exempt from it under certain situations. That's illegal. That's against the Constitution and the Treaty of Peace and Friendship. Posting policies that denationalize you, meaning requiring corporate cards from the so-called corporate states as condition of employment, requiring or requesting a voluntary document that's supposed to say it's voluntary to submit withholdings to a corporation that is not the government. Illegal. So everybody got fired. All board of directors, trustees of Mercy Health Systems, Trinity Health Corporations were fired last Monday by Sharon Tracy Bay, Moorish American National, Consul of the Moorish American Consulate of the Moorish National Republican Federal Government. Been fired and liened. And through that lien, you have to pay in lawful currency. You have to get rid of all of those heads that I've mentioned in my lien. They all are fired. They need to vacate the buildings. They need to leave the keys, the codes, everything, and vacate those premises, all those branches under Mercy Health Systems, Trinity Health Corporations. That's one lien. I liened my straw, the Nam de Geer, the corporation that was created when I manifested in this realm. I've liened Sharon Tracy Gell. That was my ward name. I liened the social security number. That was the tag that associated with that number as well. Liened. You need to lien it. Why do you need to lien it, family? Why you need to lien your straw, and why you need to lien your social security number? Why you need to lien it? Can I tell you? Because it's why they pick you up. It's why you get detained in moving traffic violations. It's why they pick you up for the Fiat to move your estate. So don't give them options or opportunities to move it. Lien it. Lien your wardship name. Lien your social security. Another lien class will be this Saturday for those, and it's specifically for liening your straw social security number and your wardship name, which was the corporation that they sprang up and that was established when you manifested. Through the social security number is the tag that shows you all of where that corporation has been. And you can go to the GMI, the GMEI utility, type in your little social security number and see all the corporations that sprang up because of you. All of the things that you own, all of the things that you can lien, all those were liened on mine. Every last one. What am I saying, Morris? I'm saying if you want to be free, you have to be a part of that freedom. You can't sit there like Humpty Dumpty on the wall. Humpty Dumpty sat on the wall. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. All the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't put Humpty back together again. Why he fall? Because his ass was sitting on the wall waiting to see where the hell he going. Where am I going? I don't know. So many distractions. Where am I going? Am I going to sit on this wall? Are you going to sit on that wall more? Proclaim and declare your nationality. That's what the prophet said. At the very least, proclaim and declare your Moorish nationality. Very least. That's the very least you could do. Get yourself out of that wardship status. That's the very least you can do. But don't be that Moor sitting on that wall looking to see what side you want to fall on. Because either you're going to get on one side or be on the other side, because you can't sit on that wall because you're going to fall the hell off of it. My point. So Saturday, we'll have another free conference call. I don't know if we're going to use that platform because we had such a large turnout for the last class that we had some glitches. But we were able to still function and get out what needed to be getting out. Visit the MoorishAmericanConsulate.org, soon to be a .gov website for information on what your government is doing. The government, the only lawful government on the planet, in North America. Me and Vizier Light were talking, because we talk all the time. We were talking about some old documents that were on the Harvard Avalon website. And one of those old documents talks specifically about why they came here, why the Albions came here originally. Their only purpose to come here was commerce, was not political. It was to do commerce. They did not come here for political reasons. They came here for commerce. What is my saying when I say that? They have admitted to you that they're not here on any political platform. They're here for commerce, and the fact that you are aligning yourself with them, you are only going to be able to partake into that as either the sovereign or ward. And they don't want you over them. So if you're aligning yourself to be a politician of the state of Oregon, the state of Arkansas, the state of Iowa, the state of Chicago, all of these states they're all corporations, and you are going to, in order to even be a part of it, guess what they ask you for? They ask you for your state card. Give me some identification. Why are they asking you for the identification? Because they want to make sure you're a ward. Because even though you think you're sitting here casting a ballot for their organization, know that they're not government and they don't speak for you, and they came here for commerce. So therefore, they're only electing their heads to their corporations, and you have absolutely no say whatsoever in that, no matter what you think. Continue to do that. But don't call me crying. I'm telling you now. You have work to do, Moors. We worked our way out of nationality. We got to work our way back into it. And you have to gain a level of understanding. And don't sit here and say that your family members are being victimized in those plantations called schools, but yet you're still sending them there every single day. Sending them there is submitting to their jurisdiction. If you're having issues within schools that your children are going to, and you have corrected your status, lean the schools and command that they teach true history. Command it. Or take them out of business. But guess what? Why are they functioning? Because you gave them access to your estate by registering for those corporations under those nom de geers with that social security number and that and your birth name. So that's how they're able to do that. You gave them access to your estate by applying to go there. And they used your name and your number, created a fictitious corporation to extract wealth from you. And every now and then they need you to sign some stuff. That's why our people are getting picked up by policy enforcers, y'all. Because they still are able to extract for the meantime as we lean them all out of business and lean them into de jure principles. What's going to happen when we lean them? Do you think that everything is going to close? No. When we lean them, we fire all the executives of the corporations because they haven't been doing their jobs. They've been shirking their responsibilities. They're in breach of trust. So when we lean the supermarkets, which we should be leaning right now, supermarkets, schools, police departments, counties, boroughs, cities, that's what you lean. But lean your straw and your nom de geer first. Lean that first. Have your private family trust established. Have that private family trust established. Create the declaration of trust. Get the declaration of trust done, which only expresses that you have a trust. Who's the executor, and make sure you put all Moors in there so they can't hypothecate. And then record it with the Moorish American Consulate so we can post it on the website for the record. If you contact any corporation for recording, that's the counties, boroughs, and they sit here and send you documentation back saying, oh, before we can record this, you did not give us Federal Reserve notes. They received it. It was recorded because they received it, and you lien them for even trying to extort fiat from you. You lien them. Why can you lien them? I talked about this a couple days ago. I ain't going to go back into that. You can lien them because they're corporations and they don't have sovereignty here. That's why you can lien them. And all corporations were created and established in your name because it's here to benefit you, but yet you haven't been benefiting from it because they've denationalized you and made you so damn ignorant that you didn't even realize they had obligations. And they gave oaths and pledges to you, their life, their liberty, their wealth, their property, their honor, through the Declaration of Independence. And that Declaration of Independence proves who's really the sovereigns and who's really the wards and who's really the foreigners, which is them. And they're illegal at this point. So don't only fire them and deport them. Fire them and deport them for the past atrocities, the current atrocities, the fact that many of our people are dealing with so much mental and physical sicknesses because of the medicine that they said was medicine but was actually poison, and they've been giving your brothers and sisters. Do that for that strength alone, and then fire and deport them. I got 3 days to vacate. They gave our family members down there in current day Spain 3 days to vacate after they've liberated them from the millions and millions of them that were dying of the so-called Black Plague, which is loosely called, we were just really, really nasty and we didn't have very, very good sanitary practices, and we just dying because we didn't know how to wash our damn hands after we ate dinner. We ain't know how to cook our food before we ate it. We took baths once a year or never. Things like that. That's a lot. That's a lot. But again, we're going to have a class on Saturday. Light will be posting that information momentarily before the end of the week, so you will be on there, and it's specifically for you leaning your straws. And you're leaning your straws so they can't obtain you and collect fiat because they have you in their possession illegally through human trafficking alerts. There'll be human trafficking alerts on the websites where we're posting different Moors that have been detained. We have a list now of Moors that have been detained. But keep this in mind, family. You have a responsibility to be there for your family. You have a responsibility, if you're a mother, if you're a father, if you're a daughter, to assist your family members that are local to you. How do you assist them? You got to nationalize first. Oh, I'm not comfortable. How are you not comfortable being yourself, but you want your son back, you want your daughter back? In order for you to get your daughter or your son back, you have to demonstrate. You have to go into those tribunals. You have to go into those human trafficking facilities and let them know why you're there, who you're there for, and don't leave until they give you your child. But you have to be in your proper person before you can even ask for anything back, because under warship status, you have no property. You have no wealth. You have nothing. And that's why they ain't gotta give you nothing. They think. I said a lot. I'm done. I'm done talking.
A big truck!
Packs up to more family. I love you dearly. I do this to share light, to share energy, to unite. I do this because we have to do it. If you can't do it for yourself, do it for your babies. Do it for them. Do it for these babies. They deserve it. Just like when you were their age, you deserved it. You deserved it. You deserve to be free. The only reasons why you're not free you weren't free when they were their age is because your parents didn't do what we're doing today. That's it. Standing the Moroccan Empire all the way up. All the way up. Fly your flags. And I command all Albions, foreigners that's flying that banner, the Amity and Commerce banner, to take them all down. Take them all down. You'll get leaned if I see them. Take them down. We gave those to specific individuals for protection in Morocco who did not violate the supreme laws of the land. And as of right now, because all of you are requesting or demanding or commanding or asking for Federal Reserve notes for payment of services to the Moorish American nationals, you have shirked on your responsibilities, and you got to take them all down. So don't worry about it. I'm going to get to you. We're going to get to you. Got a lot of Moors. But again, on Saturday, we have a class Saturday. The class is going to be on how to lean, the lean process, and how to specifically lean your straw and your nom de geer, so they have no reasons to violate you, because they will get absolutely nothing from your estate. And that's what chess is like when you are kings and queens on one side and all they got is pawns on the other side, and using pawn after pawn after pawn, sacrificing pawn for pawn for pawn in order to stay on that damn board. So all the wards are pawns and they're getting sacrificed. Don't be that sacrificial lamb, babies. Nationality is the order of the day. Claim your Moorish nationality. Pax et Timor, I love you very deeply. Peace and love. You, sister, make me smile. Islam Tariq. Love hearing you break the obvious down to the still sleepy. I know, right? I know, Tariq. I be trying. I need our people to wake up. I need them to stop acting as if they have no choice. You don't have a damn choice. Either you're going to be in your proper person, or you're going to be a ward subject of the Moroccan Empire, because there is no other thing going on in Morocco. There's only the Moroccan Empire as a national or a subject. Pax out to more family. Peace and love.